Welcome to Bourbon and Badgers podcast. I'm just letting it go on. But anyway.
What the F was that, as the senator said the other day? WTF, WTF.
Yeah, then again, this is Bourbon and Badgers podcast. I'm Hound Dog along with Slow Ride Rodinator and Dobie Dog. We're coming to you live from the United States of America.
All over the place, man.
And we are all citizens.
America.
We are citizens.
We are.
U.S. citizens.
Native Americans.
Damn
And we're
right.
sober at this point.
Well, maybe.
We're getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not getting out and driving anytime soon, but okay, we're sober.
We have a
Soberish.
plethora of topics to talk to you about today, and some new whiskey to check out.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's true. That's true. Well, some of the topics before we get to the whiskey, we'll talk about old Chicago, Jackass Chicago, right, guys?
Good old jackass.
And then they
Get back to normal, killing more people.
Bunch of people killed over the weekend. I mean, this is just good stuff, right? We're going to talk about a New Jersey woman trying to hire a hitman to kill a cop. What the hell? We're nice guys.
Oh, Hound Dog can add a
What's
little
up
bit
with that?
add to that thing. He was hired as hitman.
Yeah, sure
Oh,
was.
yeah, Hound Dog did some undercover work with that, folks. He could do with that. We also got a shop owner, a cult shop owner. You know those people who sell like all the potions and shit, selling human bones to include skulls. She got hooked up on felony. She didn't know it was a felony.
So you're telling me somebody call that one up and order a boner?
Hey, there's more boners being sold in America than you realize, Slo.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
None of
we
them are
got-
free. None of them are free.
None of them are free. It costs a lot of money.
Oh, you're right.
Two Venezuelan illegal aliens charged with, guess what? Kidnapping, torture, and robbery.
And
Yeah,
Good people. Good people.
Yeah.
Glad they're
apparently
here.
Apparently they're carpenters. They used a drill on the person, but we'll talk about that later. Might have a serial killer up in the New England area. Several bodies have been found up there, and amongst 3 states. They are all kind of look a little fishy, and they're all kind of in the same general area where these 3 states come together. We'll talk about two school shootings today, technically, guys.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
today,
Yeah.
as of today's broadcast, folks, the FSU shooting just occurred. So we're going to give some information on that. And we also have one that happened down there in Dallas, another school shooting. Just shit jumping off. And then finally, a feel-good story? I don't know. Assistant principal.
That is a good story.
Maybe for her it
Well,
was.
Yeah, for feel.
it's a feel. Yeah. It's a
Unless,
feel.
So a principal had a kid come to the office because he threw a wad of paper in his class, and his punishment was to rub her feet. Yes. So I guess it depends on what them things look like. Were they hawk-toed?
Because maybe from the Iowa part of the country, he used to all those corn.
Yeah. Was it corned up? Was it ashy? Or were they nice, smooth looking things? I don't know.
Pedicure.
But if it looked like a damn hawk talon, I mean, the kid went through hell. But anyway, so that's what we're gonna. If you want to hear about any of that shit,
Yeah, get his
stay
fingers all
tuned.
cut up.
If not, just watch the bourbon and shut us down. I don't know what I want to tell you. Okay, bourbon time, guys. What do we got? Who's drinking what?
Yeah, man. Who wants to go first? Because I think
Who's
Dobie
going
and I have.
Who's
Go
going to
ahead.
talk about their bourbon? You guys?
Yeah, Dobie and I have new bourbons we're going to try out.
All right, Hound Dog, go.
Yep.
What you got, brother?
Good old Eagle Rare. 10-year
man.
Eagle Rare.
You
can't
suck,
beat that.
Hound Dog.
Buffalo
You suck.
Trace one, right?
Yeah, man.
I like you, but you suck.
I've had a hell of a day, so I'm going to go with. We did this a few weeks ago. I'm going to go with the.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, full proof.
heavy duty.
125 proof.
125.
That's why I'm a little loose already. Yeah.
It'll do it.
Drinking that.
Yeah, it
Go
will.
ahead. All right,
I
Dopey
told
Dog,
y'all
you-
that about that benchmark full proof with blackberry. Make a blackberry old fashioned.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you,
I thought Darth was here for a minute.
I thought he was back again.
well, the backstory of that
Good
is, Dobie Dog had some sinus issues going on the whole time during
Yeah.
the podcast.
Yeah, we heard some breathing, and the funny part was, Hound Dog. Look, if you can see the camera, Hound Dog. I was looking at Hound Dog, and I sent him a text. I said, "Who the hell is Darth Vader breathing in the fucking mic?" And then Hound Dog. I saw Hound Dog look up and do this, folks.
He
He held his breath to check to make sure it wasn't him. And then I looked at him and said,
And
"That's
then-
a good idea." And then
It made me want to go lock my doors. In case someone was outside.
and then we figured it out. It was Dobie Dog. It was funny as hell. That was good shit.
That was fun.
Well, I tell you, two dear friends of mine, Tom and Eva, had gone out of town to Florida vacationing and was nice enough to bring back the podcast. Tom dropped it off the house. It's not for you, it's for the podcast, but it is 13th Colony Distilleries from Georgia.
Oh,
Now,
nice.
Georgia it's a pretty cool bottle, huh?
It is.
That,
I like
that bottle may end up being my infinity bottle. But it's called the
Look at that
13th
thing.
Colony because Georgia was the 13th colony.
Right.
And it's total disclosure on the label because it was distilled in Indiana, Midwest grain products. And they aged and bottled it at 13th Colony there in Georgia.
Hey, hold that up again, slow.
It's a cool little bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
did
it's
it come?
90
Did it come empty?
Turn on your seats.
There we go.
It kind of gives you some idea how good it is. But really surprised me, because I'm not a high rye guy, but it is 71% corn, 21% rye, and 9% malted barley.
Oh, nice.
95 proof. And
it's a little stronger than you like usually.
Yeah, and their claim to fame is that the Georgia climate is what expedites the flavor profile of the bottle, but they will not give an age statement. I've already in a pre-podcast pour. I already tasted it and nose and stuff. It is a high around the nose. You can feel that. You can get the peppery, the deep pepper out of it, the vanilla,
Spice.
a little caramel. And
Or
on the,
caramel.
yeah, on the
Yeah, it depends on if it's a male or
what region
female.
you
buck or
live-
not.
Yeah.
On the palate, it dries. It finishes kind of dry, but it's very unique for a high rye. You really don't need to pick up on the palate. The high
Little
rye,
bite
but
or no
most do.
bite? Bite or no bite?
No, it
Not much.
within the house, not even 95 proof. But it's there. It's good. It's I would rate it probably. I'd rate it a 7. Deadly
Oh,
drinker.
really? Oh, nice.
Oh, no shit.
Daily drinker.
Yeah, surprising for it being high rye for
Did you know
me.
what the price point is on it or no?
No, it was a gifted, so it was the best price point there is.
Yeah,
Zero.
yeah, freebie.
So give it an 8. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was free.
All right, we'll bump her to an 8.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bump to an
Tom,
8.
Eva, if you're listening, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And excellent pour, excellent bottle.
Yep,
Sweet.
cool.
Sweet.
All right,
Dobby
Dobby
Dog.
Dog.
So
Double D.
Double
called
D.
Tin
Tin
Cup.
Cup.
I've had it. It's
That's
good.
a high rye too, isn't it?
It is a
It
high
is a
rye.
high rye.
It is a high rye. It's not bad though.
It is 80 proof, and I'll tell you, it's out of Colorado,
Yeah.
and it is. Let's see. It is a 64% corn, 32% rye, and a 4% malted barley.
High.
Yeah, it is.
On the nose, it's kind of like a leathery kind of
Like licking
oak,
this
and it
out.
has a little bit of an orange caramelish. It's got a little bit of bite, but it finishes dry.
Yeah, mine kind of finishes dry as well.
That
That's
come
pretty
with
cool.
the cap. The cap, does the cap have some kind
Yes,
of
that's
something
what I
on
was
it?
going to tell you. The cap, which is if you put the cap, it just goes back on like this. It's almost like a little shot glass.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
you're
the
saying the
his-
cap actually goes on top of the whiskey?
Yeah, and the history
Who would've
behind it,
thought
it's got little mining symbols on it, like mining pick.
Right.
What would they think of next?
Yeah, exactly. So the history of it, it's made in the Rockies, and it's got an elevation on the side of it. It's I can't remember, like so many thousand feet, cut with natural Rocky Mountain water, and its elevation is 5,251 feet. That's where it's made.
You know,
So
over here
this
in
is-
Appalachia, that's really high, but out there in the Rockies, that's not really high at all.
Yeah.
No.
Mile
And
mile
it's-
high almost, right? Mile high.
It's 4 years. They make you 10 year. The whole thing behind it is the Tin Cup name. It goes back to the miners in the Rockies, and when they were sitting around shooting shit, doing whatever they did. At the end of the day, they drink their whiskey out of a tin cup.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I
And
like
that's where they got the
backstories.
little mining picks, and it's actually it's about the size of a shop.
Does
So
that have any writing on the cup on the shot glass?
it's got like the logo, the Tin
Okay.
Cup logo with
It doesn't say open here, does it?
Yeah, yeah.
This side down.
Yeah.
Yeah, this side down.
Or this goes on top of bottles.
press the any key. So it's got the little mining picks, and there's their logo actually stamped into the top,
That's pretty
the
cool,
bottom
yeah.
of the cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always
So-
cool when they give you a little extra, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. So it's a little dry on the end. I like it. It's a good mixer. I would say it's a 7. I mean, it's not like it's not one of my top ones, but it
When she's a little dry, that's what the water's for. Get water back.
Yeah. Okay. But it's pretty solid. It was only $31.
Oh, price point's good.
yes.
Yeah, not bad. And they make different kinds. They have a 10-year, and they have just a regular whiskey. It's pretty solid. I saw it, and I'm like, I'm just going to try it to have something different and put it in the infinity bottle. But it's pretty decent.
I'll tell you a little backstory of that is when Hound Dog and I used to work at the ABC store in Gastonia, 2 young guys, I think around 21, 22, would come in about once every other week and get a bottle of Bullet. They said, we're going camping. We can take that with us. And I started asking them, said, now, okay, you going camping to drink or you drinking because you're going camping? They just kind of laughed, didn't say. That's your excuse, I guess, get out of mom and dad's house and do a little drinking.
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, well, good deal, man.
All right. Ready to jump into shit?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's jump on in.
All right. Well, let's start. If it's okay with you guys, I'll just kind of jump right in with Chicago. Our favorite city of death, violence, and destruction, but with the highest gun laws.
Yeah.
There isn't a gun allowed in that damn place. Yet,
Not a one.
we had 15 people shot, 2 killed, Friday into Sunday morning. Just another weekend in Chi-Town, folks.
Yeah.
And there's the mayor who's also proud of it. I think it's apropos. He's got that red kind of star behind him, almost indicating communism in his face.
Well, that's their flag. That's
He
their,
just annoys. I thought Beetlejuice was the worst, one of the worst mayors ever. But this guy right here, boy, he is something else, man.
Well, at
He
least
just-
Beetlejuice was looking. So. Yeah, a little eye candy right
okay.
there.
At least you could say it 3 times and some shit happens to her or something, right?
Yeah, a killing.
But it said,
By the time you say
At least-
Beetlejuice 3 times, 3 people got killed.
Yeah. Thank goodness
What is
those
it,
gun
every-
laws.
whatever you do, don't say Beetlejuice 3 times.
What is it, like every 5 minutes somebody's shot in Chicago?
Oh, I'm gonna get to that. I got everything pulled up here. So 15 people shot, 2 dead, Friday into Sunday. It's a regular occurrence. It's a 61-year-old man all the way down to a 24-year-old. It's like it's so commonplace now. It's almost like just a regular report that they do on the news every weekend. How many people were shot this weekend?
But they say
And
that
so-
it's there's a blink of an eye. It doesn't even phase them anymore.
Yeah. And April to date, today, on Hey Jackass, that's the site, folks, if you haven't heard us mention it before. You can go to something called heyjackass.com and put in Chicago, and it'll give you all the stats on the shootings in Chicago because people have found how egregious this is, and they wanted to actually report it. So they kind of report it in a funny way, but it's not really funny because it's literally stats, and we're talking
Yeah,
about people's
especially when
lives.
we live there. It's not funny.
Yeah. So April to date, shot and killed was 4, shot and wounded 50, total shot 54. So in the month, 5 homicides. So in the month of April, what are we? April today, guys? Was it the 17th?
17th.
Yeah.
In 17 days, 54 people have been shot and 5 killed. Year to date, 427 people shot, 108 killed.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, as far as the month of April, four shot and killed, 5 murdered. That's actually kind of low for
Now,
me.
isn't
Yeah,
Chicago
it
a
is kinda
sanctuary
low.
city?
Absolutely.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Good.
Sanctuary city. Yep. So they break federal law with the sanctuary city.
Yeah.
But they want to enforce all the gun laws, which don't work. So yeah, they're just fantastic. They're being run, and there's the stat, guys. Every 5 minutes, a person is shot. Every 5 hours and 48 minutes, a person is shot, and a person's murdered every 22 minutes and 53 seconds. That's kind of what it looks like, folks. If you got us on screen, it's a whole site, and it just goes through.
And they is very detailed. Very
that one.
detailed.
Isn't that
Shows
crazy?
where people are getting shot at on their bodies. It has the counties. where all
Man,
the
somebody
shit's
done
going
a really
down.
good job with that app, keeping it
They
up.
have.
Yeah.
Oh, they keep it up all right.
It's a free app, right?
Oh yeah,
Wasn't
you
it
just-
Chicago where the gangbangers were complaining about the illegal immigrants?
yeah, Chicago. Yeah,
Yeah.
It was Chicago,
yes,
Yeah.
yes, it was Chicago. They were taken away from their livelihood.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Drug sales
The gangbangers in Chicago were mad because the drug sales and the different things they do illegally to make money. the Tren de Agua type folks, so the MS-13 guys were coming in and taking part of their territory, and they weren't having it.
But they weren't getting locked up either.
They were a little bit upset about that. So there's Hey Jackass Chicago, guys. Just Chicago's just out of control as usual. Nothing new. So I know people are probably tired of hearing it, but we got to keep saying it, or else it just becomes normal. You know, you just got to keep putting it out there.
No, you're right. It's normal there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like a way of life, Dan. And the thing I don't understand, again, folks, I'm a big political dude. Why do they keep voting in people who allow this to go on? Like, when will it change? You know, when your neighbors are when you can't go out and have a damn barbecue without worrying about cars passing by and somebody hanging out the window with a gun.
Exactly.
You know? Or if you're wearing red in the wrong part of the neighborhood, you get shot. Like, it's like, why would you? I just don't understand it.
You know, there's a story. It's been a long time ago, and I don't know where it is. I can't tie it into Chicago, but there was a deaf guy giving hands, talking sign language, and the gangbangers thought they were disrespecting them, and they killed him.
He was throwing gang signs.
Yeah, they thought he was throwing gang signs. They killed him.
I've heard that. I can't remember where it's from either.
Yeah, I can't remember where it's from.
I heard that too.
Chicago would be a likely candidate.
Far be it this program does any research.
No shit.
Yeah.
Because we already know it all. So what is there to know?
Of course we do.
What's there to learn?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The views on this show are dead on balls.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, sir.
At least on our own view.
Just ask YouTube. That's why we stay in jail.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to show you the face of, I don't know if I want to call it the face of evil or the face of just plain stupid. But
Kamala?
I'm just happy it's not one of our faces.
there it is. That is the face of, I'm going to say evil, okay?
So you're holding up
Okay.
your camera and showing a picture of this lady.
I'm showing a picture of a blonde-haired lady smiling at the camera who just got locked up for trying to hire a hitman on Tinder to kill her boyfriend. And I just want to show you what she looks like. In case you swiping left or right, you see that face?
Keep on swiping.
You better swipe the right way. Your ass is next.
Or don't piss her off.
Exactly. So that fine young lady was she's a hairdresser, and she's from the.
Imagine that.
You laugh, Dobie Dog, like that's a stereotype, like all hairdressers are nuts.
Yes.
He goes,
He didn't even hesitate answering that, did he?
Hey.
I think there's a story behind that.
It's like,
dog.
No,
Straight up, yes.
Have you seen the guy that does the hot crazy matrix?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things he said, that they're really hot and really crazy hairdressers.
Hairdressers, wow. Well, you might know something, yeah, because police said this New Jersey hairdresser tried to hire a hitman through the dating app Tinder to kill her ex-boyfriend and his daughter. Her ex-boyfriend was a Philadelphia police officer. So apparently they dated for a while, and at some point, this 26-year-old wanted to kill him when he broke up with her on March 6th. This is just this year, 2025. So she went on to Tinder to find somebody, and she found a guy, but the guy ended up becoming the informant for the police department. So I guess she swiped or what? I've never used a dating app, guys. I'm old as fuck. So, but whatever she did,
You're
she
one
got
of the
in
youngest
contact
guys on the show, brother. What are you trying to say?
I've been married a while.
You're older than what he's saying, Slow, is he's old as fuck. You're older than fuck.
Yeah, really.
Slow started out using the telegraph.
Yeah. But I mean, what do you put on the Tinder app? Do you put on there looking for a nice middle-aged hitman?
Killer?
I mean, or killer, yeah. Who has lots of guns? I don't know. You know.
I have looks to kill. Do you?
So the 53-year-old police officer they were dating and apparently fell through. She cut his hair, and that's how they met, of course. And then
That's sweet.
Wonder if he keeps going back to her.
yeah. Anyway, the
A
Tinder
good barber's
hit
hard to
for
find.
Exactly. The Tinder hire appears to be a culmination of a toxic relationship that extends back several years. They apparently were dating after she cut the police officer's hair, like I just said. Some of the things she did before he broke up with her. She threw a Molotov cocktail at his house.
All right.
At one point back in 2022. So I might have
Drive a
thought
Tesla?
I might have thought about ending it then, you know, at that point, but I don't know.
Oh, shoot.
Maybe you just thought the relationship's heating up.
Yeah.
Yeah. where's the rim shot there?
Yeah, really.
That's a good one there.
He'll be here all week, folks.
Yeah. And then at some point, she tried to file a temporary restraining order against him. You know how they do that reverse psychology? Like she's the nut, but she's going to hurt him because he's a cop. And if he has a restraining order, he can't carry a gun and can't do his job.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
But it was figured. That's why they do that, folks. By the way, but it was later found out it was dropped because they figured out that she was nuts. Apparently, the guy on Tinder became the hitman. Got with the cops. They got together, and they gave her one more way out at the end. The guy says, "Do you sure you want to do this?" And her quote before she handed him the $500 to go on with the job was, "Why the fuck would I want out?" Question mark.
Okay.
And she handed him $500, and they hooked her up. And now she's sitting in the Gray Bar Motel.
You say she paid $500 to go to jail.
She can cut hair in there though, because the women in prison they need hair cutters. You gotta be able to do.
True.
Got to be able to do the haircuts.
And the braids.
They'll wear a
and
bell
all that
Monday.
shit.
They'll wear a bell Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hound Dog, you were undercover hitman. You want to? We talked about it before in the podcast a long time ago. You want to touch on that, or?
I can't. I do a quick synopsis of it. Ran ad.
It's pretty interesting though, dude. I mean, people probably like.
That's
to
a
hear.
big word too.
Yeah.
Synopsis.
What, quick? Oh, synopsis. Oh.
Yeah, quick's a fast word.
Stand by. Let me look up synopsis. Okay. Go.
Sound like don't they have one eye?
Spell it.
I think they had penicillin to cure that.
Yeah, synopsis. They have one eye, don't they? Oh, that's Cyclops.
I got a case of the synopsis. Oh.
See, I got synopsis.
Well, I really got synopsis last night.
Oh yeah, I got synopsis all right.
Oh, y'all guys are idiots.
I took it in the synopsis.
Notice I
Go
didn't include me in that.
Yeah, I know she left.
But you choose to hang out with us.
True. True. No, we
Well, shit.
back in my undercover days, we ran a ad in the local newspaper. The ad said, "For hire, will do anything professional and discreet." Gave a phone number, which rang at my desk.
So what? Now, were y'all just fishing at that point, or what? Do you have something in mind? Or?
Fishing.
Okay.
Fishing, maybe a prostitution type thing. Just maybe throwing a little bit of bait out and see what we could catch.
Now, for our younger listeners, describe how y'all advertise that.
And it's a newspaper way back in the day. It's a piece of paper, it's real big.
You actually held it in your hand.
It has
You
a
actually
fold
held
in the
it-
middle.
you fold it.
It closes
Yeah.
like a book.
You read it.
And when you read it, you get ink on your fingers.
And they
It
have
comes out every day.
and they have ads, want ads in the back of the paper. Want ads is saying, I want a job. I put an ad in the paper. Anyway.
Right.
Shit.
I just had to throw that in.
Yeah, really. No, but you're
Good
right.
point, though.
Yeah.
Good point.
So, after about, I guess a month or 2 months having that ad in the paper, we get phone calls. Hey, man, y'all clean gutters? No, we don't clean gutters. Or y'all cut grass? No, we don't cut grass. I was sitting at my desk one morning and my phone rang. Being in narcotics, we never did answer like, "Hello, Narcotics Bureau, can I help you?"
Yeah.
We just answered, "Hey, hello," or whatever. So I answered the phone, and this lady was on the other end. She seemed to be, like a little sweet little old lady. I could tell she, was probably a little bit older than I was. And after talking to her, she said, "Well, what do y'all do? Do y'all like break bones and stuff like that?" As a matter of fact, we do.
That's a conversation starter.
Yeah.
Really?
Do you break bones?
Sure.
So, well, what kind of
And we
bones
sell
you
them in our
want?
shop.
We said, "What kind of bones you want broke?" She said, "Well, it's about my ex-daughter's husband. My daughter died. It's about her husband, and I just don't want him to get custody of the kids." Okay. So her daughter who died, her husband, which is her son-in-law.
Right.
That's
And the
who
father of her grandkids.
Yeah, the father of her grandkids.
Right.
She wanted to be able him not to get custody of the kids, because she figured if he had a broke leg or arm or something, he would be able to take care of him like she could.
Oh.
Well, after having all this on the recorded line recording, call her back and set up talk to her a little bit more about it and set up a meet location to meet her up. So after we got a few more, 15, 20 more minutes of recording her telling us what, just to hurt him so he can't get custody of the kids. That's basically what it was. And just throw in there, and his new wife. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Plot thickens.
Not a problem.
Was she a hairdresser? The new one?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
Could have went hand in hand. They both could have had him killed.
Yeah.
The new wife and the grandma. Yeah. Go ahead.
So after this, we set up a meet location. We had a car, wired up for sound and video. And my partner at the time, I did all the talking on the phone. And through talking to her, we figured she didn't really want to meet two people because she's, I guess, nervous or whatever. So she just met the one guy, my partner. So we had it on video. Great video, by the way. And she gets in the car.
And a sidebar, back in those days, that was hard to do. The
It was
sound
very
and audio.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very hard to do back in those days.
So when you say, what was this? Was this the late 90s? When was this?
Yes, it's 1997 when it was. And so they meet. She gets in the car, does her little pleasantries. Hey, how are you today? I'm good. How are you? You want to kill somebody? Sure. But so they talk. They talk, and my partner said, well, what exactly do you want done? She said, well, we talked about breaking some bones. So he said, okay, that's not a problem. Then she sat there and thought about it, and she's like, you know what? I don't care if you cut their heads off, speaking of him, the son-in-law, and the new wife. I don't care if you cut their heads off and stick it in the middle of the road. Just, in her words exactly, snuff them out.
Snuff them out.
That escalated quickly.
It did.
Yeah, really?
It did. So, they talked a little bit longer about snuffing them out.
That's old school there, baby.
Yeah.
That's Dick Tracy shit.
That
Oh,
is.
yeah.
Who's Dick Tracy? Yeah, he's a long time ago. He's a comic character. Whatever.
Look it up. Google it.
So that was just a meet. They made plans to meet again for her to pay half the money. I think it was like $2,500 at the time.
$2,500 for
Killing two people.
killing two.
Yeah.
Oh, one girl's
Get
getting
half off
a
on the
deal
second.
at $500.
Yes. That's buy one
What's
get
that number, hound dog?
buy one get one free. I guess.
Yeah, really.
But so we went on, left and went our separate ways. Of course, we followed her, see where she's going, got all the information, her background as much as we can. And come time to approach the son-in-law and his new wife. We go to the son-in-law's house, which is actually up. I don't know if anybody is familiar with North Carolina, around Shelby, North Carolina. There's a town north of Shelby called Falston.
Yeah, Cleveland County.
Exactly where
Yeah, in
it's at.
Cleveland County. And so we go to Falston and meet these, go to the door of the address we had.
I did used to, hey, we're here to kill you, by the way. Just
You
And
heads up.
the lady comes to the door. We said, is so-and-so here? She said, well, that's my husband, and he's not here. He should be home any minute now. And we told him who we were. It was me, my partner, and we took actually Detective Jim Anderson, good, great detective guy, friend of
Right.
ours. We took Jim with us because we kind of, at the time we had long hair, beards, looked like a hoodlum, so to speak. So we didn't want to scare
look
her
like
off.
somebody killed somebody.
Yeah. We didn't want to scare her off, so we took clean cut Jim with us. And we told her, well, when she said, what's this about? We said, well, do you know, we gave the lady's name. And she said, yeah, I know her. And we said, well, we'd like to wait and talk to your husband when he gets here. And so about this time, he actually pulled up, came inside, we introduced herself, and come to find out, her daughter, the new wife of the son-in-law was her other daughter. He married her other daughter after the first one died. So she wanted us to
Is that
kill.
like a guarantee from the parents? Well, this one dies, you can have this one.
Yeah. So
Consolation prize? She
Yeah.
pulled a Hunter Biden. Wait a minute. Hunter Biden married his brother's.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
So
Okay,
she wanted us to kill her daughter, her flesh and blood, and her son-in-law,
Son-in-law.
just so she could get custody over the two grandchildren. And of course, this kind of blew their mind a little bit. And we left there and went. We didn't meet. We didn't meet to get the money or anything. We left there and went straight to her house.
The lady
The
that
suspect.
hired you.
Yeah, the lady that hired us went straight to her house and hooked her up. Got warrants on her and hooked her up.
Did she get any time?
She got 24 years, and
nice.
I think she may have gotten out, but I think she has passed away now. I'm not 100% sure about that, but that's where I think.
That's so strange because I'm sure people are like, she must not like the son-in-law for whatever reason, whatever.
Yeah.
But to find out he married her other daughter and she wanted her other daughter killed too.
Yes.
Just to get
Get the grandkids. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Like did they not
Isn't
have
that crazy?
Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah.
I forgot
Was she
about
a hairdresser?
that. I've heard that story before, but I forgot that.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah, I forgot
aspect of
about
the
that
story.
import.
It had a
Yeah.
twist to it.
Yeah.
Was she a hairdresser?
Twist.
Could have been. Could have been a family of them.
Yeah. Good Lord.
But that was
Okay.
it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yep.
Appreciate
Well,
that.
we'll need a drink into that.
Yeah, I've been drinking through the whole story.
I bet the son-in-law needed one too.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, let's just keep this going. So, next story I wanted to touch on was since everything's illegal immigrants today, right? It's all about all this crap going on in the news these days. Well, just to let you know, they're committing crimes, guys. This is the whole reason. They're not all bad, but there are some that are committing crimes, and we got to clean this shit up. We're all law enforcement here. We all understand. And it's just every day I look there's stories of illegal immigrants doing
constant.
things to Americans. It's just
Constant.
yeah, it's just constant. We have our own crime here, folks.
And why do you
know
say
what I mean?
that way right there instead of illegal aliens? Why do you say the way you say it? Are you trying to
no
be
reason.
politically correct?
It's the same thing. Illegal alien, that's cool too. Illegal immigrant, illegal piece of shit. I don't give a fuck.
What's the word the
but
Democrats use? They're undocumented.
Undocumented workers or stuff like something like that. They always use. It's kind of like the drug dealer being an unlicensed pharmacist.
Yeah,
It's one of
exactly
those
right.
deals. Yeah, they just twist words. Anyway, 2 Venezuelan illegal aliens charged with kidnapping, torture, attempting to kill a Washington State woman, and they tried to kill her. So they grabbed her. Apparently, this is in Washington, of course, state, which is way out west, not the Washington D.C., the Washington out west. And they grabbed her off her porch when she was trying to get into her house. Why they targeted her is still not really known. But the 2 guys, one last name is Ojeda, 24, and a guy named Gutierrez, 25, both charged last week, kidnapping, robbery, attempted murder. And the only reason it was attempted murder is because the lady was tough, and she played her cards right. So anyway, in the charging documents, they said the 2 men forced the woman into a vehicle during a scuffle at her front door, and a gun was fired and so forth. But they got her into the car. After that, they took her to a secluded place, and they took a power drill and started drilling holes in her hand until they were able to get her bank account information and PIN numbers from her. I guess she refused at first, which is like, holy shit, bitch, right? But then he started drilling holes, and of course you go, well, I kind of need that hand for future, so you can, here's my account number. They then threatened to tell her that they were going to kill her family, and they were going to feed her to bears and then dump her body somewhere far away, something like that. They probably had broken English. She's trying to remember what they said.
Yeah.
Anyway, they drove her to a place called Kitness County, and after they got all her money, the money from the bank and all that, and finished, they shot her and just threw her out of the car on the side of the road, thinking
She was dead.
She was dead. She wasn't. But what they did, she just played dead until they left.
Smart lady.
Yeah, smart lady. She saved her own life. And then after waiting for about 15 minutes, laying there playing dead, she climbed over a retaining wall in this mountainous area and flagged down a car that just happened to be passing by. And she was taken to an area hospital where she was
Man, after
interviewed.
being shot and thrown from a car.
Yeah.
Well, she's a trooper, man.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, so like when someone complains about, I got a headache and my foot hurts, it's like, really?
Yeah.
I know a bitch who got shot, got thrown over a retaining wall, but
Yeah.
So yeah, let's suck it up a little bit. So anyway, after enlisting the help of the FBI, they were able to find these 2 guys at a hotel, of course.
Illinois,
And,
wasn't it? Wasn't it way
what's
off?
that?
Wasn't it like in Illinois, somewhere way off from California?
They found it, in a motel in Illinois. That's exactly right. And they interviewed, they looked at surveillance videos of the suspects before conducting their own, and they matched up, and that's how they got them. And then after they were interviewing, the guy said, "Yep, we participated." They admitted to kidnapping, vehicle theft, robbery, and killing, and they called her a lady, some unknown lady up there. Yeah, we did it. That simple. Like,
Yeah, probably think they weren't going to get a bond, go get released until
I guess.
One of
next
them
hearing.
had ties to that particular gang.
Tren de Agua. One
Yeah.
of them has, Venezuelan gang. That was my point. That they're all probably kind of tied in there. You know, when you do this kind of crime, for the people listening, it's not like your first rodeo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you don't bring a power drill because you're going to kidnap a lady and try and get some money out of her bank, unless you've done it before and you want to.
Yeah.
It's called torture. Anyway, so but yeah,
That's
so
a skill you have developed.
yeah. So and this is what's happening to people, folks. And I don't understand the pushback of anybody. See, if I bring in 500 people from outside the country and I just bring them in and let them loose, and then somebody else says they're not supposed to be here because they're illegal, and I take those same 500 and want to let them take them out, I don't see why anybody should have a problem with that, because they were brought here, dumped. And I just want to pick them up and send them back out because they shouldn't have been here before. No
Correct.
different than someone coming in my front door. You're not invited. Fuck out. That's it. I shouldn't have to have a judge determine whether he's allowed to be in my house or not. We shouldn't have to have a judge determine whether these guys can be here or not because they were here. They got here illegally.
Yeah, they're
They
criminals.
should be gone. They don't have rights as American citizens.
Right.
Sorry.
You know,
they just don't.
Rodney has a good point. A lot of people argue that, well, they got rights. They don't have rights. They
They
don't.
don't have rights. They're not even citizens.
Yeah,
That's like me going to Russia and committing a crime, and I try to say, "Hey, I have rights as a Russian."
Yeah.
No, you don't. You're
Our
an American in your
Constitution
country.
does not
You know what
include
Russia's
them.
going to do to you?
Right. Yeah, you're right. But these judges that they judge shop,
Yeah, they don't have
You're not
constitutional
allowed-
protection at all.
there's 500,000 of these people were trying to be deported. That Biden. The reason I'm saying 500,000, just a quick side note. Joe Biden flew in, not like they didn't cross the border. He put them on planes and flew in, somewhere around 500,000 illegal immigrants. Flew them in. Why? You can't. I can't answer.
Votes.
Just votes, of course, but this was a way to get them in past the border where they were checking people and it was getting overflowed. So he flew 500,000 in. It's confirmed. It's a fact. Well, Trump wants to take those 500,000, fly them back out.
Back. Yeah.
And you would think, well, why not? He flew them in with no questions asked. Fly them out with no questions asked. Nope. Judge stands up. You have to give each and every one of them a court hearing to see if there's probable cause to make them leave. Well, if you take 500,000 people and give each one a trial, it'll take 100 years till you can get the last one out. Meanwhile, they just flew them in within a few weeks.
Yeah.
But we can't get
Yeah,
rid of
and
them.
they have zero constitutional protection. So
Zero.
Yeah,
they don't add to. They do nothing for us. Most of them are zero. They have no rights. Most of them just are on the city's dime or on the country's dime. Some of them might work. I don't know.
Rodney, I got to
They're
argue with you on
they're
this one,
having
brother.
kids.
You have not been up in the mountains during apple orchard season. I'm just saying.
About what? Oh, you got a bunch up there picking apples.
Oh yeah.
Tren de Agua up there.
Probably.
I don't know what language they speak.
And kind of a side note to what Slow said. When I was a probation officer, you would have some of your Latinos because they were tied into the apple orchards up in Lincoln County, and after apple season was gone, they would like abscond from probation.
Oh yeah.
Once the harvest was over, they go somewhere else.
Had to move on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you'd have to go look for them.
Yeah. So anyway,
That's fact.
Yeah. But I just like to mention one of those cases every once in a while to let you know it's still going on.
Oh yeah.
And we're
It's
going to
not
have these
changing.
problems. We have
Oh,
our
yeah.
own crime. It's just be nice if we didn't have to deal with crime
Let's
from
not
other
get in
people
trouble
other
over
countries.
this.
At least we have a good FBI director.
We do.
yeah.
Do now.
We do.
He is the man.
Yeah, Cash is the man. Cash is the man. Any other input on that one, guys? The stuff I know it's going on. It's kind of like
You
old
know,
news.
I read something. I didn't read the whole article. But you remember the one that they deported that they were complaining because he was a father of.
I got all the information on that one. Yeah.
Didn't his wife have restraining orders against him and all this
His
other
wife
stuff?
had two restraining orders on him because he would beat her. Yeah.
But he's a father.
So let me recap him. He's not an American citizen. He's an El Salvadorian citizen. One. Two,
And he's back in
confirmed,
his country.
in his country. He's a confirmed MS-13 gang member through 2 courts and 2 judges, plus a sheriff of Maryland. 1,000% MS-13. They did an MS-13 gang roundup, and they rounded up like 5 or 6 of them. He was one of them. MS-13 hangs with MS-13. He's got an MS-13 tattoo on his hand.
And,
I mean, it's just
in his pocket, he had his bills, American bills, folded a certain way. Hear no evil, covering the eyes of the president, the ear of the president. Hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And that's one of the things for that particular gang that they do.
Oh, I
And
didn't know that.
he said voluntarily, guys, he can't go back to listen to this. He can't go back to El Salvador because a rival gang will kill him.
I think he's safe where he's
Wait a
at.
minute. Wait a minute. How could a rival gang means a rival to your gang. So what gang are you in?
You got
Mr.
to
Garcia?
be in one.
Oh yeah.
MS-13. You're in MS-13 and you're worried about the 18th Street gang. Seriously, guys, the 18th Street gang in El Salvador wanted him killed. He said it himself. I can't go back to El Salvador. A rival gang. If I couldn't go back to America, guys, I'm not going to say a rival gang's going to kill me. I just say I don't want to go back to America, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm not in a gang. But if I'm in a gang and I know people are waiting for me, I go, hey, those 18th Street gang's going to kill me. He admitted himself he's in a gang because it said a rival gang is going to kill me. A rival gang of who? Your gang.
And don't we have a set of idiots going down there thinking they're going to talk the president
Today,
of that
Van-
country into releasing him?
Van Hollen just went down today. Today's the 17th of April. He went down there, and the president of El Salvador went, boop, gave him the bird, said, fuck off. You're not seeing him. You're not talking to him. There's nothing to it. He's a fucking terrorist. In El Salvador, he's been dubbed a terrorist as well. And the president down there was elected at like a 95% election approval to clean up El Salvador. And boy, is he cleaning up El Salvador.
yeah.
And it's not America. There's no constitutional rights down there. They run their own country the way they run it. And if you don't like
It's
it,
their
liberals, go
business.
fuck yourself. Exactly right. It has none of your business.
Yeah.
And the Supreme Court here didn't even tell Trump to grab him and get him. They said facilitate it if you can. And El Salvador said no. Trump said, okay, no is no.
Yeah, it's
But
the end of the subject.
Right, but a district court judge who works in a little section of the country.
CNN is painting this guy like he's a martyr.
Oh, of course he's a martyr. Yeah.
He's a father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
El Salvadorian terrorist, MS-13 gang member, who has 2 deportation orders and has been dubbed an MS-13 by 2 different courts, American courts, and El Salvador.
But he played Pee Wee soccer, so he's a good guy.
Of course. But he's a father. Hey, do you know something,
He
guys?
saved the turtle.
Yeah.
I say this
absolutely.
too. Do you think MS-13 gang members don't have sex? I think they probably all do
Yeah.
on a regular basis, and they probably all have kids. So maybe
Wonder if he's having sex now.
Yeah. Oh,
Maybe receiving.
yeah.
He's the catcher, not the pitcher.
I don't know. That's the big question. All right. Anyway, so that's dope. Did you have anything else on that? I kind of just ran with it. You were talking
No,
about the
yeah,
guy
that
from
was just
Maryland.
kind of what I was kind of getting at. They're painting this picture of him that he's a father and all this stuff, but hell, his wife taking out restraining orders on him.
And I'm not saying he's not a father. He is a father, and he is married. He is married to an American woman, but he's an illegal El
Well, and
Salvadorian terrorist MS-13 gang leader.
All 4 retired cops. How many times you been on the scene and talk about, thank God you saved our lives. The next day on the news, he was the greatest thing in the world. They didn't have to do that to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The cops
Oh,
killed
yeah.
for
How
no
many times have
reason. He
you
was
gone to
wonderful.
domestic and the
Yep.
how many times
Hey,
have you
do
gone
you-
to domestic and the wife jump on your back because you're arresting the guy she's complaining
Absolutely.
about?
Yeah,
I've had it
absolutely.
done. I've had it done. How many times has a Democratic senator went down to Gaza to get those American hostages freed? Have you heard? None. But they'll go to El Salvador to get an MS-13 terrorist freed.
Yeah.
There's still American hostages in Gaza.
No,
I
you're
don't hear
exactly
him say
right.
shit.
Not a word.
I saw.
I haven't heard anything about Zelensky in Ukraine in a while either. I think they've just switched gears.
Oh, yeah.
That's now old news, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a
Let's-
I saw a meme with the guy that went down to try to get the guy to come back.
Yeah.
It's his face. There's a face shot, and he had
Tattooed
gang tattoos all over
I saw
his
that too.
face.
Yeah. So the guy who went down there, that looks like they shaved his head when he was there, and they put gang tats all over his face, and they sent him back. The senator.
yeah, that's
had gang
funny.
tats all over
That's
his- That was
funny.
funny. That was
Yeah.
funny.
Hey, I
shit.
missed that.
All right, guys, let's move on. We got a good one here. Well, not a good one. Bad one if it's true. Might have a serial killer somewhere in the
Oh,
New
man.
England states. Yeah, so dead women are turning up in the New England beach towns. Police deny a pattern. That's what we do, folks. As police officers, I think I speak for all of us. We deny until there's evidence because we don't want to put anything out there that's not true.
And a lot of times we know something, but we're not going to release it because we don't want the general public to know it.
Exactly.
And that's true. Right. We don't want them to know, or it hasn't been confirmed as being true. We don't want to put out information.
And the reason we don't want them to know it is because when someone comes forth with that news, that story, that news, we know they actually know something and it wasn't released.
Because we didn't put it out.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't put it out. They actually knew it.
Yep. And we don't like to backtrack and make mistakes either. Because the news always tears us a new ass if we do that. Anyway, since March, at least 6 bodies have been found in towns along the coasts of Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Rhode Island, which are known as the New England
It sounds like
states.
a truck driver.
Yeah. Some of the women, it looks like it's, I'm holding up a picture, white, black, younger, old. It doesn't look like there's a pattern of targeting a minority or a race or a type of female. One has red hair, one has black hair, one has braids, one's dark, whatever.
To give what their job description is, they're not like prostitutes or anything?
No, nothing like that. Not like that. These 3 that I just showed you in the picture remains with a 35-year-old, 56-year-old, 59-year-old. They're thinking, people are speculating it could be a serial killer because they're being found in similar circumstances, different areas, but similar circumstances in like the same general vicinity. Like I said, in the New England states. And there's 6 people. Those are 3. In one instance, they just found a skull. So this could be going on for a little while.
Oh, wow.
One lady was missing for like 8 months, and they just found her. But this has, according to one person, this has serial killer written all over it. But again, the police chief down there in Groton, Groton, police chief, said don't rush to judgment, of course. The police try to keep everybody cool because you start saying serial killers loose. In the beach towns of New England states, people are going to, not us. We'll be out there with a gun looking for the fucker, but other people be all.
Yeah, and it's tourist season too. So
especially, that's what I was going to say, especially tourist season.
I got a buddy that's a police chief in a New England coastal town. I might call him and see what if he's got any intel on it.
Yeah, that'd be an idea.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting article.
Yeah, but there's there's just a lot of speculation, and one lady's remains were found in a suitcase. So that
that is kind of crazy.
Whoever killed her did a job on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you don't know because like one's found in a suitcase, and you find out how are they connected, or are they all being dismembered? Like there's not a lot of information yet in the article. There's just a lot of speculation. A human skull was just found on one. On Massachusetts coast, and
one is found like in a mill or something.
An old mill. Another one, was found in New Haven. Another one was found in Norwalk. But they're all right there in the New England area, and
that's
apparently
interesting.
there's
a great segue
similarities
to
there.
the next story too, by the way.
Yeah. So I think that's about it. You guys got any questions on that or any?
This is
That's interesting. It's just
I like
Yeah,
to follow, keep up
more.
with it to see
More is
some
to come
changes.
on that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is just getting started, and since this article's been out and they're starting to talk about it, it's going to blow up.
Because this article just came out last day or so.
Yeah. So, serial killer. I mean, never a dull moment, guys. There's always some shit going on, or somebody doing some shit, and it's just you wonder how somebody has the balls to do something like that. Just go out every night or every once a week and find somebody and kill them and dump them somewhere, and then go home. Like, how do you do that? And
they probably go home to like a family, and they have a job.
In Wichita, Kansas, the BTK killer.
Yeah. Bind, torture, kill.
Yeah,
BTK.
he was a church going, a prominent member of the church.
Hid right under your nose.
Yeah.
He was right there.
Yep.
He lived next door to somebody. They say he was nice. The usual shit guy. Nice. Ted
Nicest
Bundy.
guy ever. Yeah,
Ted Bundy. Good looking dude.
Yep.
Nice, educated, right?
Was on the dating game.
Murdering people, dude. Murdering people. Yeah.
He was on the dating game.
Yeah.
He was. So was the Night Stalker.
Yeah.
Richard
Right.
Ramirez.
Richard Ramirez. Yeah.
How'd you meet? On the dating game.
game.
Wow. How about the chick who didn't pick him? She
Yeah.
was something like, woo, shoo.
Well, they said the girl that picked him was kind of like, he was a little weird.
Yeah. There's actually a good movie about that.
It is good.
Which
movie.
one?
Ramirez.
Did Ramirez
Kind of
get
a-
picked on the dating game, or did
I think he-
Bundy did.
I think one of them got. I think Ramirez
Bundy.
got picked, but he freaked out the girl so much that she went back and said, "Yeah, I'm not going on a date with him."
You mean the Night Stalker freaked out a girl on a date?
Now, let's set the stage for our younger listeners
Was it the pentagram tattoo on his forehead?
Could have been.
I don't know. What was it?
about the dating game. You'd have one person on side of a blind questioning 3 people for potential date.
Yeah, and this wasn't today where this was literally a girl.
Opposite sex. I mean, like girl.
And then there were 3 guys over here, real guys, not transgender, none of that shit. There was 3 dudes and a girl, and they would talk and they would exchange information.
Can't see each other.
What's your right? Can't see each other. What's your favorite color? And he'd say blue, but I like you, babe, if you're blonde. You know, they'd say stupid shit like that. And then at the end of the time, she'd have to eliminate one, and then it's down to 2, and then they pick one. And these serial killers were on these dating games back in the day.
And you know where Ted Bundy had his last couple murders or assaults where they ended up catching him? Florida State University.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, you're right.
FSU?
You're right. It killed
We're
like
going full
5
circle
or
in this
6
show, man. We're like scholars
Full
or something.
circle.
killed like 5 or 6
That's some
people down there.
investigative skills here.
Yeah. Well, let me just touch on this real quick, then we'll get to FSU. You want to do that?
Yeah.
All right, so this Dallas shooting, 4 hurt at Wilmer Hutchins High School, suspect in custody. This happened down there in Dallas. Apparently 4 people have 9 life-threatening injuries, and 1 person is in serious condition because of a shooting at Wilmer Hutchins High School. Dallas happened on Tuesday, April 15th, a couple days ago. Dallas police confirmed 17-year-old suspect Tracy Hines was taken into custody Tuesday night. Law enforcement told the suspect shooter turned himself in on his own. That's interesting. It doesn't appear anybody died in this one shooting, but it's another school shooting. Not sure. Did you guys see anything about what set this kid off?
I was going to
Could
ask you
not
that. If he
find
turned
that.
himself in, I thought maybe he'd have some type of statement he wanted to give or something, reasoning
it doesn't
behind
look
what
like
he's doing.
anything. Victims range from 15 to 18, high school ages, of course. 5 injured. That's it. That's all I have really to say about the thing.
They did say in that article somewhere that this was almost to the date of the anniversary of another shooting at a campus near that same high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so near the side, almost like a year to the date. So they've had another one in that area recent.
Well, change old Double D name to Encyclopedia or something. He's just full of
Yeah, I'm
knowledge
telling you.
tonight.
Heck yeah, man. He's going way back pulling shit. Yeah. Anyway, just another school shooting. Just sad. Kids not, as far as being safe in schools and stuff. Again, we talked about it. I think they should have a cop at every school. It's not because the school's bad or good. I just think it's great to have that
great
marked
deterrent.
police car.
School resource officer is what it's called.
Right. Yep. Marked police officer out front. Have a resource officer inside in full uniform and armed. And he gets to know the kids. He gets to know what's going on. A kid might come up to him and say, hey, Slow Ride's acting a little funny. He says he's pissed off. He might shoot the school up. Like, information gets passed like that
Sounds like
when they
normal.
have good relationships.
And there's a reason why these shooters don't shoot up police precincts. They shoot up, individuals
Right.
without guns.
Right.
And very rarely do they shoot up a school with an armed police officer in it. Usually it's a school that isn't. That's why a lot of these elementary schools, it's just because they want time to kill and they don't want to.
Some of the schools in Gaston County are going to 2 resource officers.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right, you want to jump on FSU?
Yeah, man.
sounds
Yeah,
good.
let's go for it. We're 53 minutes into the podcast.
Yep. Oh, 7 minutes, guys. Okay, we'll have to maybe turbo a little bit. So Florida State University today had a active shooter. I'll give highlights, guys, and we can jump in. So 6 people injured, 2 people were killed, and the a suspect is also in the hospital, but he was not shot. He was just what was the word, guys?
Neutralized.
Neutralized, yeah.
That's the word they use, which means they don't want to really say what they did, but somehow they stopped it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a gun. So the shooting began around 11:50 a.m. And they don't know what it's about yet, but 2 people did die and 6 are injured in the hospital. Anybody want to chime in and say anything about this?
Well, the sad part, his mother was a sheriff's deputy in the same county.
I believe she was was she a school? I think she was a
school
resource
resource.
officer.
Yeah, she's been on for 18 years.
Yep. And apparently the chief sings her accolades, saying she's a really good police officer.
Yeah, so where's this at again?
It's in
Leon
Tallahassee.
County,
Florida State,
Leon
Tallahassee.
County,
Yeah, all right.
Florida.
Tallahassee, in Florida.
Tallahassee.
Yep.
So I think they have a 30-year retirement. I was going to say if it's up north, it'd be in a 20-year retirement. She's close to retirement, but
Yeah.
down there I think it's 30 years retirement.
Yeah. And apparently her son used one of her old weapons. In other words, as the departments go to new weapons, folks, like they go from a 9mm to a 40 caliber, or they'll give you an opportunity to buy your service weapon back that you've carried for a few years. So she bought one of her weapons back from, say, 10 years ago and had it in her house in the safe or wherever. He used that gun to do the shootings, along with, according to a witness statement I saw on TV, a shotgun. So he started with a shotgun and then went to the pistol, which was his mother's old service pistol from years ago. And,
So it wasn't an assault shotgun and an assault pistol he used?
I guess if you're liberal psycho, yep, it's an assault shotgun and an assault pistol. That's correct.
Well,
Yeah.
the Venezuelans using an assault drill.
Yeah, that's right. It was an assault drill. Yeah, yeah. And if you run somebody over, it's an assault vehicle. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so apparently he's in hospital, and unlike some of the other people, I telling the guys earlier in a pre-podcast meeting, he was taught right because he told the police, "I don't want to say nothing. I want my lawyer."
Yeah.
So he lawyered up right away. He didn't rant and rave. He doesn't have some kind of book of
Manifesto.
a manifesto type thing, right?
Yeah.
That we know
Not
of.
yet. They haven't
That we
found
know
yet.
Or
of.
some political statement
we
he
know of
wanted
yet.
to just sing right away?
Yeah, let's cover our ass that we know of yet. There was nothing like that. But he seems like he just says, "Yeah, I want my lawyer." Because, I told my son, too. I said, "You ever get locked up for something, just keep your mouth shut." Till I get there.
Yeah.
And
The bad thing about it is,
Talking does not help yourself at all.
being in law enforcement, that department's next step is probably going to do a search warrant
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
of his mother's house.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's going
But
to
you know what?
for her.
I got to believe, though, she's squared away. I got to
I
believe
think,
they're not going to find
Well,
a lot.
now we talked
No.
pre-podcast that the chief of police is really backing her, correct?
Right.
The department's
She
behind her.
said she's an awesome officer.
Yeah.
She's not out on administrative leave. You know how you hear that shit? Nope.
They'll
They're not
probably
doing
just
anything to her 'cause
do search his room.
Yeah.
And leave
Oh,
her.
she'll give him carte blanche. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, well, in common areas as
yeah.
well.
Yeah. Come there.
Yeah. So that's hot, and that's going on right now. The latest is 6 injured, 2 dead, suspect in custody. I don't think they think there's anybody else. For a minute there they did, but I don't think there's anybody that are looking for anybody else either so far. But this is happening today, so there could be more information, and we'll have to see.
With all this, makes me wonder. The kid is 20 years old, and she'd been a cop for 18 years. So he grew up in the family business, so to speak. She's been a cop, just about his entire life, except for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And he had to have known other officers, or maybe they come by or hung out or whatever. How would you guys feel if y'all were sent to a active shooter, and all of a sudden you personally knew the active shooter?
I'm telling you,
knew
it could
who it was.
almost cost the officer's life because they probably
Relax.
hesitate for a second, like what?
Hesitate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very much so.
I mean that's a very real possibility in this
Tough
case.
situation.
That's true.
Yeah.
And and that's if they recognize, because a lot of times, with the active shooter, you guys did the drills, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
active shooter training. You will go in the front door, you go to the gunshot, and wherever the gunshots come from, you go straight to that active shooter and you put him down as quick as you can.
There's no
So you're not
time.
really looking to recognize somebody. You're
Neutralize
just
or
looking to put
eject.
them down.
You're stepping over bodies while you're doing
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the other thing is, too, you're in a high school. You're going to shoot a kid probably.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's the crazy thing. Just going into high school, you never know if it's a high school kid. You should, good Lord, he looks like he's 10 years old, and
Yeah.
that could be a hesitation. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
And these, so it's a tough job. It's tough,
yeah.
but
And they may not be saying a lot on his motivation. They may know more, but they may not be doing it just kind of
yeah,
Well,
protect
yeah, they're not-
his mother a little bit.
They're not going to put everything out there like we talked
They're
about
trying,
earlier
they're trying
in
to take care of her.
this
And I
particular
get it,
episode.
especially if she is as good and squared away as it sounds. I get
Yeah.
it.
Well, it is good that the department's backing her because a lot of times that would not happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
They try to distance themselves as much as they can.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, good for that
But
chief.
I hope
Glad he had the cojones to stand up for her and do what's right.
And
You don't see it much.
Cop son or not, cop son, he needs to get what he needs to get. because-
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Agreed.
So we have there's no bias here.
Bottom line is
shot up a school.
he killed 2 people.
He got to go. He got to go to prison.
Yeah.
He's got
You got
to
to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yep. So
And that's the
anyway,
thing too. I mean, people don't understand even as a cop, and if you have family members that do something that's that heinous, that violent, that bad. You have to suck it up and say, hey, sorry, they did what they did.
Yeah.
Let's go talk to the police and do what's right.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, man. Let's end with a feel-good story. Don't you have a feel-good story there, Rodinator?
We promised. We highlighted this in the beginning, and I'm sure people are just waiting to the end
Oh,
of
yeah,
our
man.
show
With bated
to
breath.
hear the foot story. Okay, Florida assistant again in Florida. What the hell, Florida? Florida assistant principal arrested for making 13-year-old student rub her feet like he loved her, quote unquote. Police said. So apparently, this lady right here, she doesn't look happy. I don't think the foot rub really went.
It didn't go well.
Didn't go well. Yeah,
There wasn't
So that's the picture of the principal you just held to the.
yeah, she's not
To the
happy
camera.
either. Yeah, she's not looking too happy. And her name is Dr. Kiva Lark, an assistant principal at Lake Marion Creek Middle School, facing multiple charges. She allegedly made a 13-year-old male student rub her feet like he loved her, quote unquote. So this is the deal. He gets sent to the principal's office, which we've all been done, sent to the principal's office, for throwing a wadded up piece of paper at somebody or something stupid. He gets to the principal's office, and apparently Dr. Lark, let's call her, but her title, Dr.
All right,
Lark.
yeah. She's educated.
Yeah, she's educated. Dr. Lark says basically he didn't have anything better to do with his hands, so she told him he's going to rub her feet.
She took her shoes off and put them in his lap.
She took her shoes off and laid her legs across his lap, if you could picture it. You what? With her feet there. Yep.
He's 13.
Yeah, and while he was rubbing her feet, dude. When I was 13, it would have been a negative.
I hope it's during
my
first
fucking
period.
parents or whatever. It's a negative, lady. Okay.
Yeah, it was first periods to the end of the day.
Exactly. While he was rubbing her feet, she allegedly scolded him for not doing it correctly and demonstrated on his arm and shoulder how he should be doing it. She said,
First, you dig out the toe jam.
Yeah, she said something. She said, "This is good practice for when you start dating. You'll know what foreplay is." So she was already kind of touching. Well, of course, rubbing feet and touch like that's it, but touching on the outer boundaries of sexual assault type shit. But yeah.
I hope she had pretty feet.
And guys, again, she's a doctor, which means she went to school, she got her master's degree, she got her doctorate, and here she is.
But that don't fix stupid, Rod.
It don't fix shit.
Still ignorant.
I mean,
Yeah.
she got something on her wall, a piece of paper that says she hung in there in school and paid lots of money to get this degree, or did not pay lots of money because whoever knows.
What if she made him braid the hair on the big toe?
Oh my God! Like I said, if her foot looked like this, could you imagine the kid going, ah, and he's rubbing it, and he's
Oh,
going,
corn sticking out all which way.
He's scarred for life.
Or a big hangnail, with like dirt under it or dirty sock under it.
Yeah, when she walks, she gets hung up in the carpet.
Yeah. She
Or fungus among
drags,
us.
drags her feet across the wood floor and it kind of sands it down because of the bottom of
Yeah,
her
the big
feet are
fungal,
like
big
fucking-
toenail, big yellow one.
A big yellow one. For those people in New York, it's yellow. But yeah, a big yellow one. Oh, God. Anyway, so, yeah, she's in trouble. And I don't know what the charges are. Let me see here.
I can hear the judge now. Something's afoot.
Yeah, something stinks. Something
Yeah,
really
something
stinks
stinks about
about
this
this.
It's a foot here.
I don't know. She's second degree foot rubbing. I don't know. She got charged with something. Anyway, but she's yeah. So there you go. Her career is basically over though with kids. I'm pretty sure about that.
She don't have a leg stand on.
Yeah.
Or a foot. Yeah. Anyway, so now you know what? Sometimes you see these, and with this, sometimes you see these pretty teachers who take advantage of these kids, and sometimes we look at it and go, I know this is kind of crazy, but like, where were those teachers when we were kids? You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You have a hot science teacher, and she's like kind of hitting on you. But this thing right here, man, that's like traumatizing for big time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like rub your feet.
Poor
I'll be
kid probably can't look at feet anymore.
No.
Yeah. When I was a kid in Catholic school, I had a nun chase me around a desk with a pair of scissors because my hair on my ears was getting a little bit on my ear, and she was trying to cut. She wanted Sister Eleanor chase me around the desk. Yeah, I mean, and I was
see
crazy.
that.
And I was in third grade.
Evidently, that traumatized you for life.
It did. I see
What-
penguins now when I run.
I don't mind telling you right now, you got a handsome head of hair.
What,
I appreciate it. I'm trying to hang on to it because my head's like a big square box. Looks like a,
What if
it
Sister
looks like
Eleanor
a golf
said-
ball, but it's square.
well, she said, Rod, I'm going to cut your hair or you're going to rub my feet. You pick.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, but I've been back in the day, dude. It was different. I got the ruler across the hands too. You know,
Yeah.
punted, smacked. And that was back in the day. Now you can't do any of that shit.
Oh,
Oh
no.
yeah, when
You're
teacher
good.
got a class, she'd pick a snitch, and somebody had to write everybody's name on the board if you were talking while she was out of class. So you come back, your name's on the board. Yeah, Thomas was talking, so and so talking, so and so talking. So you'd have to walk up the front of the room, and she'd give you a friendly reminder with a ruler. Pop, pop. Everybody got it.
Oh, really?
Damn snitch.
Yeah,
Snitches get stitches, bitch.
and end up in ditches.
I was like, you snitched on me. I mean, I was because I was talking.
All right, Slow. I think
All right,
we're done
guys,
there.
we're 65 minutes into this podcast. It is that time of night, man. Any shout-outs, that boys, that you guys want to give?
Of course. I've always got something I'll give. Everybody be soon. Damn. Everybody be
Easy
sure.
for you, say.
Yeah. To tune in to our good friend, Jerry Millwood's
Absolutely.
stuff. You can follow him on TikTok at j.r.millwood at Kaiser Rebel. That's his TikTok. On YouTube, it's Rebels Dark Tales of Appalachia.
Yeah, he's got a new logo, man. It's pretty cool.
It is a really cool logo, yeah. And the NCI show on Channel 12 TV network. You can find him on, that is a paid subscription thing. It's also available on Roku, Comcast, Apple TV, Android TV, iPhone TV, and
Good grief.
Fire
We need to take some
TV.
notes from him.
Good for
Now
him.
his
So-
YouTube story, is it the same one that you see on TikTok, or is it a different one?
Yes, same one.
Okay, same one.
Same one.
And I tell you, it's
just
good
different name.
segue from Rub My
different name.
Feet to Bigfoot.
Yep. And
Yeah, imagine Bigfoot throwing that motherfucker up there.
He'd be there for a week.
so everybody can check out Jerry's stuff, man. The Kaiser
Jerry's
Rebel,
good-
man.
good,
He's
good people, man.
good people.
We'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it.
All right, guys, what do you feel about the liquor? One more last shout out for the liquor, man. Tom and Eva, thank you very much for this 13th Colony Distillery whiskey. It's excellent. I appreciate it. It's probably going to be my new infinity bottle once this is empty.
Cool.
Almost looks like an I Dream of Genie bottle. I keep looking at it.
Yeah.
Almost
It
looks like
does.
a Genie
It
bottle.
does.
Back in her day, let me tell you.
Oh, I'm telling
yeah.
you.
What was her name?
Barbara
Eden. Barbara
Yeah.
Eden.
Barbie. Yep.
Yep.
And she was really risque, too, back in there. You know,
Yeah, she showed her
Yeah,
belly
what
but
she
button.
then
wore
that
for
was
that
pretty-
time of the day.
Yeah.
No,
showed
I
her
like
belly
it though
button.
because
then.
she called the guy master. I like that. I'm trying
Yeah.
to get my wife to do that. For
Oh,
me,
yeah.
man.
All right, people,
How'd that work
remember,
out for you?
if you have any questions, anything, please put in the comments down below. We'd love to hear from you. If you got any comments you want us to talk about, any stories you want us to tell, whatever, anything you want to tell us a story, appreciate it. 120 years of law enforcement here. We are not governed by anybody at all, so we can speak freely as we like.
Yep.
As you probably could tell.
And we do.
Especially administration.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Hit dub music.
Play the music.
This is a Studio 66 something.
77.
77.
Good gosh. What in the
Studio
hell?
77 production.
This is 66 something or another.
Cheers.
As always, let's drink about it and drink responsibly.
All right, gentlemen.
It's that benchmark barrel proof.
That's what it is.
You mean it's over? Well, shit.